Hey guys, it's Shonny B, here to talk about Season 4, Episode 6. I really enjoyed this episode. Usually after a big episode like The Constant last week, they'll have a transition episode where they kind of calm down from all the hype of the previous week and set forth for the next upcoming episodes. I thought this was one of Ben's best episodes. He was really funny in it, and they also gave a couple of big answers too. Juliet was what the other woman, the title of the episode, is referring to. Some people think it could be referring to Harper, who's Juliet's therapist that we see at the beginning of this episode, and I'll talk about her in a moment. Who knows? The other woman could be referring to Ben, the way he's skipping around trying to get the ham out of the oven. It starts off with Juliet, and she's combing a little sand garden, talking to her therapist named Harper, who I was talking about a little bit earlier. Now, how's that little Zen garden thing important? Well, I'm not totally sure. I don't think it is really. They show a straight line and then combing a curve in it. Could be referring to, like, I don't know, maybe a bend in straight time. Honestly, I don't think it's that important. They try to make us think Juliet was off the island because she was seeing a therapist, possibly trying to like erase memories of the island, and that she felt like a celebrity, like the Oceanic Six are that we know. But then Mr. Friendly opens the door, and we see the barracks, so we know it's not a flash forward. Now, just a cool little thing. There's 3 diplomas, as you can see in this picture, in Harper's room. Look at the one at the top right, and it shows the Hanso Foundation logo, which is pretty cool. They go over to Ben's house, and Ben gives her flowers as he gives her a new house on the island. And notice how he's totally checking her out as she walks in front of him. Juliet says, "Oh, you shouldn't have gone through all the trouble. I'm only going to be here for 6 months." And Ben has a little grin and says, "Oh, of course." Which, as we know, does not happen. Now we go to the present, and Jin's petting Vincent, and he tells Jack and Juliet that he saw Dan and Charlotte leave. Nice job, Jin. They all split up and look for them, and Juliet wanders out and starts hearing loud whispers. I'll go ahead and play the whispers for you. The first time I'll play it in regular, and second time in reverse.
Jack?
And now in reverse.
Cash?
Now there's different ideas as to what the whispers say. They're not very clear. Some people swear they hear, "Is that the other woman?" Or, "If she won't save us, then who will?" Some people think that they say, "Somebody summon us," maybe like Jacob. A lot of people hear the male voice say, "There is someone," and the female voice saying, "I'm not answering," and then they say, "Come on, let's go." Most people hear the name Sarah, and they're saying, "Sarah, is that someone you know?" We know Sarah was Jack's girlfriend at one time, and he thought she was having an affair with his dad. We also see Christian Shepherd in Jacob's cabin. Maybe there's some connection somehow. Here, I'll show you the part where the people hear Sarah. It's cleaned up a little bit and slowed down a lot, so you can hear it kind of clearly. Here, I'll play it for you. Juliet turns around and Harper appears. Now it's weird, Juliet isn't freaking out and she just says, "What are you doing here?" Now there's some debate as to whether it's the real Harper or the black smoke manifested as Harper or Jacob somehow. I'm pretty sure it is the black smoke because we hear the whispers. Whenever we hear the whispers, usually the black smoke is somewhere in the area. And also because of Harper disappearing so fast. That's why I think it's a black smoke. Harper says to Juliet that Juliet needs to go and stop Dan and Charlotte from releasing the gas at the Tempest station, and Ben is the one that wants her to do it. Juliet says, "How do you know what Ben wants me to do if he's a prisoner?" And she says, "Ben's exactly where he wants to be right now." And remember, Miles says the exact same thing in episode 4. They hear the whispers again and turn around, and a second later, when they turn back, fake Harper is gone. Now the therapist comes after the first set of whispers and disappears during the second set. It's almost as if Juliet knew it was the smoke monster and was perfectly fine with it. She knew it wasn't really the therapist. I'm assuming she dies somehow that we haven't seen yet. Yeah, it could have been Jacob in the form of the therapist. Jacob could be the black smoke. Either way, I'm pretty sure it wasn't her therapist. The whispers seem to come whenever there's like a big monumental event about to happen. Something that's either like really stressful or fearful, or even tragic, or someone's just appearing to them out of nowhere, like Yemi or Dave. So like intense energy is going on every time we hear them. But what's up with them always talking about someone coming and needing to hide? I mean, it's not like anyone can see them. A good one's rummaging around for some things to cover up his chemical burns, and Juliet comes over and fixes them. He tells her it's because he leaned against a hot machine, but she knows he's lying. Not sure how he got it, but he was sneaking around in order to treat it, so he's probably hiding it from Ben. Juliet says Harper is a mean and spiteful person, and it was funny because he says that she's his wife. Now, obviously, he got the burn at the Tempest station, and he lies to Juliet, and she knows it, and she says, if you don't tell your wife what I said about her, I won't tell anyone about the burn. Now, why would he want to keep it a secret that he got the burn? Probably because Ben would find out that it was Goodwin's fault, that Juliet knows that they're using chemicals at the Tempest. It's possible that like very few others even know that there's chemicals there. After all, Ben might not want all of his people to know about the gas. Someday he might have to end up using it against them if there's ever like a mutiny against him. Back to the present, Juliet tells Jack that Dan and Charlotte are heading to the Tempest, which is an electrical station that powers the island. He goes to Daniel and C.S. Lewis, and they're looking at a map. The map definitely looks like it's hand-drawn, probably by someone who was on the island before. I'm thinking it was in the Blackrock Journal, the one that Widmore bought last episode. Remember the blast door map in the hatch? It had the words unknown on it written 3 times at the center, where the pearl was. Now look at this map. It also has the words unknown written on it 3 times too. Now some people are wondering why the other stations weren't listed on this map. It's simply probably just because they're only trying to get to that one station. The other ones aren't important. And I'm also thinking that the H stands for helicopter, where they can land it, and C stands for either like camp or crater.